Hi, this is Carol Harnett with a one-take Work.Love.Play.Daily video blog on the day after Martin Luther King Day. And this post is related to the current post that went up yesterday, which is called "The Screen Actors Guild Abandons Mental Health Benefits." And it will also have overlay with my prior month's column, which is on selling the problem of absence. For FCC regs, HR executive hires and pays me to write that column, but they do not influence this blog, nor do they require it. The post that I put up on the Honorable Claimant actually got more reaction than I thought, and I'm really pleased with the amount of reaction it got about the importance of caring for people. The lead quote I did in the video blog on Friday was that the Honorable Claimant is in a time of need, and I can think of no need greater than the needs around mental health. The Screen Actors Guild made a decision. They have two health plans, one for their members who earn more than $30,000 a year, and one for their members who earn less than $30,000 a year. And actually, there's a bottom number. I apologize. I don't remember what the bottom of the below $30,000 range is. But in the below $30,000 wage earners, they are removing mental health benefits. And the reason why they are doing that is they received actuarial analysis that if they were to adjust their benefits to meet mental health parity requirements that went into effect for most companies on 1/1, that their premiums would go up so astronomically that they could not do the parity match. Therefore, they abandoned the benefits. Including in this abandonment, they are required, it was not their desire, but they are required to also abandon all prescriptive medicines that a primary care physician could have prescribed that are psychotropic drugs, so all the antidepressants. So this is going to be a significant issue for people who receive those benefits, particularly in the entertainment industry. There's very large usage of mental health benefits, and it will be a problem for them. The Screen Actors Guild believes that they'll be able to help people transition into community resources, but since the last 30 years, since the Reagan administration made gross changes to how community health is paid for, community mental health is paid for, that is going to be a significant issue as well. In fact, if you overlay the unfortunate issues that happened in Tucson and the tragedy there, it's a tragedy on all levels. It certainly is a tragedy for the people who were hurt, for the people who were killed, for their loved ones, but it's also a tragedy for the shooter, because the shooter, clearly it is becoming extremely clear, had mental health issues and did not receive care despite being taken out of school and having many circumstances where he clearly needed help and couldn't get it. So when I first heard about the SAG decision, which was right at the Christmas holiday, I was extremely upset. And the reason why I was upset was for a number of reasons. The first being, of course, the care that people were not going to be able to receive. The second is that it seemed like misplaced advice, because everything that I've seen around mental health usage is that companies that reduce mental health access or eliminate it see an almost dollar-for-dollar match increase in their health spend. So people with mental health issues go to the physician and seek for other reasons. Back pain is one of them. They'll go for headaches is another. And so it really is not necessarily a wise move, and I would counsel the Screen Actors Guild to watch carefully to see what happens to their physical medical spend. The second thing that concerns me, and of course the Screen Actors Guild is more of a union, so this part they will not experience itself, but for employers, there are direct correlations with absence and with productivity when mental health benefits are not either equivalent or are not available. You'll see much more absenteeism. You'll see decreases in productivity. So having good access to mental health coverage is really important. There is something related to mental health parity that I wrote about in the column that I found that most mental health professionals were not aware of, and that is in long-term disability policies. Most policies carry what is called a 24-month mental and nervous limitation, obviously very old type of language. It can also be a 1 year, by the way, mental and nervous limitation. It depends on the contract, but pretty typically it's 2 years. And that's a 24-month lifetime benefit, so it's a cumulative benefit. It applies if you are being treated on an outpatient basis, which most patients are. That's seen as the best way to render care for mental health. But in the lifetime that you're covered by a specific policy, if it contains this provision, you will you will only be allowed to have up to 24 months of coverage. I wrote a story that is a true story. People sometimes ask me if my stories are true. Yes, they are always true. It happened to me when I was early in the industry, and there was a gentleman who really was disabled from work given his mental health condition. He was being successfully treated in the community, had a very specific living situation that would allow him to function successfully, which he would no longer be able to afford. But when he lost his long-term disability coverage, and it was almost impossible to get him the help he needed, including we tried to go what's called ex gratia, go outside the contract, and in this particular situation, the employer would not approve that, and so we tried to rely on community resources, and it was almost impossible to get someone to help. So this is a slightly disjointed but hopefully spirited plea for people to understand that mental health coverage is important, that we shouldn't be separating people's physical and mental care, as Ben Miller very adamantly and passionately described in my interview with him that I quote him in the column. David Ballard gave some wonderful tips for employers on what they should know about mental health parity and how the potential hit to your medical plan would be maybe somewhere between 0.4 and a little less than 1%. That people who've gone ahead of you, the entities mainly being the states, have either seen decreases in their overall spend or only about a 1% increase, and they've been doing this for 10 or more years. That you get great gains if you're an employer. You'll see decreased absenteeism and increased productivity. And that if things don't work out, if your spend is more than 2% increase to your medical benefits in the first year and 1 in subsequent years, you can apply for an exemption, and you can alter your plan accordingly. So please remember that mental health is very, very important to be treated equally to physical coverage, that when it's not, you absolutely see significant increases in physical medicine spend. So please, treat people, both mind and body, on the same level, and realize that you will gain and they will gain. This is Carol Harnett with the One Take Work, Love, Play Daily video blog, saying I'm hoping that you're getting some good work and that you're staying indoors to do that, that you're going to enjoy some great love, and that you'll have at least some opportunity to play, even if it's not outside. Thanks.